Hello and welcome to my channel, Talisman Tarot. In this reading I want to ask the cards and spirit directly through channeling about what you need to hear right now. What message do you need to get right now from spirit? And I have 5 groups that you can choose from. This will be group number 1, this will be group number 2, this will be group number 3, this will be group number 4, and this will be group number 5. So I will ask you to use your intuition and choose the group that speaks to you the most, the group that catches your eye, and that group will be your group. And if you need any more time to choose, then pause the video. But if you don't need any more time, then just head down to the description box below and find the timestamp for your particular group and click on that, and your reading should appear in front of you. And while you're down there in the description box below, make sure to check out my guide on how to book a personal reading from me. If you're interested in that, I always love to do personal readings for you guys. It's always a pleasure. So make sure to check that out. And yeah, but let's focus on this reading right now. So pick your group and I'll see you in your reading. Hello, group number 1. You chose this Jolanda Tarot deck, and I'm gonna start with some channeling and then I will shuffle these cards for you. So, okay, I'm gonna do the channeling now. So spirit, what is the message for group number 1? What does group number 1 need to hear right now? What is the message for them, for the people who will choose group number 1? I am sensing that some of you are a bit stressed out right now, but I feel like it's because you're forcing something and you need to go with the flow more. Like you need to let things happen in the right time, in the right order. Like I feel like something about alchemy, like that you're trying too hard to manipulate your surroundings or your life, like the pace of your life, that you're trying too hard to bend it, like air bend it, like in Avatar, like trying too hard to bend something that won't bend, even though it did bend in Avatar, but like that's only for those who can do that. But for but I feel like there's just something that you're trying to force, something where I feel like at the exact time when you stop forcing this, it's gonna happen naturally. Like there might be a manifestation that you're really trying to force into existence, but like as soon as you just drop it and stop thinking about it, stop fixating over it, it's gonna happen naturally. It's like take a break, like sit back and relax a bit, and even if you like, I feel like there's a part of you that is very afraid of sitting down and doing nothing. Like that whenever you sit down and watch a TV show or something, you feel guilty because you feel like you should be doing something else. And I feel like you're constantly stressing out because you feel like you should be doing something else, you should be doing something productive. And I feel like you just need to cut yourself some slack and just chill. Like things are gonna happen whether you stress over them or not. Like stressing over them is not gonna help anything. It's not and and just like it's okay. It's okay to sometimes just relax and do nothing. You don't have to be productive all of the time, because I feel like in whatever you're doing, like I feel like this has to do with studies, like or your career, something that you're kind of forcing into existence. Like maybe you're like, maybe you really want like yeah, maybe you really want something to happen. Like you have some goal and something that you're very ambitious about, and like you're gonna get a good result nonetheless. Like I feel like it doesn't really matter if you like if you sit down and watch a TV show for a few hours. That is not going to be the breaking point or the thing that's going to make it all fall down. Like the house of cards won't fall down just because you spend a little time on something you enjoy doing. It's just going to give you more energy to keep doing it. Like so I'm gonna shuffle and see what the cards have to say about this. Like what message does the cards have for you? With the Strength card reversed, it's like this is the beast that is like, when it's upright, it's someone who is taming a beast. When it's reversed, I kind of like to think about it as something is taking control over you. Like that you're letting something get the best of you. Like that, like when you drive a car, like you should be driving the car shouldn't be driving you. Like you should take charge over what you're doing and not let and so maybe there is something that you're doing, like maybe for work or something to do with your studies. Like maybe you're letting it have too much control over your life. Like and maybe you should take control over it. Start setting boundaries, like so that this thing is not taking up all your mental space. Like if you have a paper that you're writing right now, or something like that, then don't let it ruin your whole day. Like leave some time out for you, like for some time where you don't think about this paper. Like it shouldn't be in your mind all the time, because that is gonna that's gonna burn you out if you think about it all the time. So yeah, take more control over it. Set boundaries for it. Like put maybe a time frame on it. Like tell yourself that you're gonna do it for 5 hours, and then that's it. Then the rest of the day is your day. Like or then you can spend the rest of the day doing something else, or set 5 hours, set 7 hours or 10 hours, or like I don't really know how stressed you should be. I don't know, but or how much you are in a rush right now to finish this, but just maybe make a routine, like a schedule, a time frame, so that you know when you are supposed to think about this and when you can have your spare time to think about nothing and the things that you are, like the things that energize you. Like because if you don't make a schedule, of course you already know this, but like when you don't make a schedule, when you write a paper or something, then it ends up taking up all your space. Like it ends up like taking control over your life, and you can't stop thinking about it. You can't stop fixating about it and stressing about it, and then like you will of course get tired of it eventually, and it will feel like you've done nothing but study. And then people might ask you like, oh, but how many pages have you read? And you'll tell them like, oh, I haven't read any pages, or I have only read 50 pages out of the 300 pages that you're supposed to read or something. But and people will be like, oh yeah, have you done nothing then? Like, but you have been doing something. You have been fixating on the paper for many hours, maybe even more hours than those who actually have more have a more scheduled plan for how they are going to do the paper. Like you're using a lot of mental energy on it, but it's not like when you don't have when you don't have a routine or schedule that you can put it into, then sometimes you end up like doing all the mental work, but the productivity doesn't seem to go with it. Like it's not, like everything is up here, nothing on paper. Also maybe force yourself into, like if you are doing a paper, then try to force yourself into writing just something. Like even if you don't feel like you have anything prepared to write, like even if you feel like you need to read more in order to write something, then like force yourself to write anyways. Just write the things that you already know, even though you know those things are not going to go in the finished paper. It's just very good to start the writing process early on, so that there's flow. But if this is not about studying, then like if you're not in school, then I feel like the message is that like maybe you're thinking of writing something else, like a novel or something like that, and then I feel like the message is the same. Like just get in a routine, like force yourself to write some pages, like even though you might not have the whole like story thought through, like even though you might feel like you need to have more character development, or like you feel like there's something missing, like something you need to think through first before you write it down. But maybe it's just good to start the writing process, because then I feel like the things that you feel are missing are gonna reveal themselves on paper when you write them. Like it's gonna flow in a different way, and it's gonna come out. So like you don't have to have everything figured out before you start writing. Like so, and if you have like, if you want to be a writer and you're like you're very determined on trying to make that work right now, then like if it's taking too much control over your life, like if you're starting to get like a bit depressed because of this, because every day you feel like you should be doing something, but then you end up not doing it, then maybe take a break from it and do something different and then come back to it. Like it might just be like you might have some writer's block, and maybe the best way to get out of that funk is to just think about something completely different, and like and maybe pouring your creativity into something else, like doing videos, or like trying different platforms, or what's it called, like or painting, or like do something else that's still creative, but maybe a bit different, and maybe you would get inspired from like doing that other creative thing, like that would maybe inspire you to figure out some of the things that you feel is missing from the story that you want to write. And if this message is about studies, and if you are in school, then maybe that is also a good idea for some of you. Like if you're in a funk right now, and you have this paper that you're writing, and you feel like it's going nowhere, and you're kind of getting really tired of it, maybe do something creative to kind of change your do something like painting something, or do a video, or like try to maybe have fun with some audios, like make your own songs just for fun, with some kind of song creating app or something, just to get some kind of creative outlet, so that maybe you could like get that out. Maybe you are a bit blocked because your creativity is not having an outlet. Like maybe you need to get some of the creativity out of your body, like and onto something else, and then you can maybe go back to writing this paper when you feel like all the juices are out, and now you can focus on something more serious and more more systematic, structural. So with the 9 of Swords reversed, I feel like you might also benefit from getting out there, like getting outside, walking outside. Like if you've been isolated in your room for too long, maybe it's time to get some sunlight, time to get maybe also get out and maybe meet some people. And there's also like this is a yin and yang sign, or kind of, it looks a bit like that, and but it's a heart, and so I feel like there might be some imbalance in your life when it comes to love and romance, and like maybe you're fixating on someone who's a bit who's a bit of a karmic, and maybe this is not someone you should be spending so much time on. Like maybe you're dreaming about this person, and you're maybe hoping that you two are gonna be a couple, but I feel like it's a karmic. I feel like it's someone who is not going to be good for you. It's not like, it seems like someone who's maybe a bit of a player, like someone who's not very serious, someone who's a bit immature. And I feel like the time that you're spending fixating on this person, it could be used for something productive instead. Not that productivity is I know I said that before, like productivity is not everything. Like it shouldn't be the like, it's like you shouldn't focus on productivity, but I'd still feel like some of the lack of productivity that you have right now might be because of this person who is taking up too much space in your head, and maybe you should kind of throw that person out and stop thinking about this person, because it's not really like, I feel like you also kind of know that this is a dead end. Like this person could be a Scorpio. Like this person is not, I feel like this person is not gonna it's not gonna grow up in the next few years. Like it's gonna take this person some time, and so right now they are just all about their freedom and like doing whatever they want, not having to think about anybody else but themselves. This person seems like a bit of a selfish person, someone who is not very empathetic, doesn't really get people, doesn't really understand you. Like I feel like you might have texted this person and kind of had some kind of correspondence with this person back and forth, but then it ended. Like they stopped texting you back or something, and you were like, you asked this person like, why did you stop texting, like out of the blue? Like, and I feel like this person was just like, why are you all up in my business? Like, why do you care? Like, what's it to you? And I feel like this person didn't get that it hurt you, like that it made you feel like they rejected you, and this person just didn't get it. Like they can't really put themselves in other people's shoes. They don't understand how other people feel and how people understand their actions. Like and so every time people react to their actions, they understand that reaction as an overreaction, because for some reason they can't really see what they are doing to other people. And so this person is not the type of person you should fixate on. And I kind of get it. I kind of get why you would get fixated on a person like this, because there's something very infuriating about this person. It's very frustrating, and like when, like I don't even feel like you're that into this person, but it's just so frustrating to text someone and they just stop texting you back out of the blue, and it's like and like with no explanation, and like you don't know if it's because they stopped liking you, or like but you keep reading back the text and like try to find some kind of pattern, like why did they stop, like and it's like there's no explanation. Like it doesn't make sense. Like they seemed all like they seemed very, very friendly and nice, and everything seemed very like dandy and sweet, like up until some point. Like and I feel like it's more like the rejection part that it's, or the feeling of rejection that might be something you're fixating on, not really the person, because the person doesn't really seem like the type of person that you would usually fixate on. Maybe you don't even like this person that much, but it's just like it's more like how this person treated you, like that, or how this correspondence occurred, like what it just I feel like you have a lot of unanswered questions, like and so, but I don't know if you're ever gonna get an answer to those questions. Like I feel like this person might not even know the answers themselves, and so they don't know what to tell you, because they don't know why they did what they did, because it's kind of an enigma to them too, because they just do asshole stuff because they are an asshole, and so they don't really reflect on it. Like they don't really know why they do the things they do, like and so yeah, fixating on it will lead you to nowhere. So with the Death card reversed, if this person is a Scorpio, then you need to get that person out with the Death representing Scorpio, and being reversed, it's kind of like get that out of the way. With Death reversed, I also feel like there's a message here about you leaving your anxiety behind, because things are not like, I feel like there are certain situations, like certain things in your life, maybe the thing with your studies, or maybe writing, or this career that you want to pursue or something, like it's not life or death. Like it's not something to worry about, because like either you succeed or you fail, and there's nothing wrong with failing. Like, and I feel like failing is not even in the cards for you. I don't think it's like with the like with your studies. I really don't think you're gonna fail. Of course, you could end up writing a paper that is a bit mediocre or something, but mediocrity is like, it's not necessarily the worst thing. Like being mediocre is just being like right there in the middle, doing what you're told, but maybe not having like the biggest ambitions with it. And that's like, you don't have to do extra. Sometimes it's like nobody tells you that you should do the extra work, and so and like writing, like if you want to write a book, like it's writing a mediocre book is very good for, like, if you're a first-time writer, like if you have are just starting your writing career, writing a mediocre book as the first book you write is a very good aim, like something to aim for, because like nobody, like none of the big authors out there wrote a bestseller book as their first book. All their first books were usually like kind of crappy, and that is because that's just the beginning. Like everybody has to begin somewhere, and it's like a journey. It's like there's room for improvement. It's like starting at, like everybody starts out low, and then they end up at the top if they just keep at it, keep improving and improving and improving until they do something that's extraordinary, and nobody can do something extraordinary in the first try, because like it's like a draft, like it's like you send it out there and then like you get criticism for some of the things, and then you understand that criticism, maybe like, okay, yeah, I get it, like, okay, the character development could be better, I get it, like, and then like the next book you make sure that the character development is more is more profound, or like more intense, or like more, I don't know, like and then like it's just a work in progress. It's nothing has to be perfect in the first try, and usually it isn't. So and with the Empress reversed, I feel like everything is about timing. Like everything has to be in due time. Like things doesn't have to be birthed at the earliest time that it can. Like so if you're doing a paper right now, and you're kind of tired of it, and you feel like it's going nowhere, and like then you could postpone it. Like maybe it would be a good idea to postpone it, and like just for yourself, for your own sake, so that you don't get too stressed out about it. Make it like a conscious choice, not a last minute thing, but a conscious choice to just like if you have a few weeks until the deadline or something, then like make it like, then maybe having that in mind from now on until you like that you don't have to actually finish it before that deadline, because you could always just postpone it, do it on a different, like at a different time, like, and also like with, if this has nothing to do with a paper, then like it might have something to do with something that you're working on right now, and maybe you have set a deadline for it, like something you want to achieve before this and that date or something. Maybe don't get caught up in those dates. Like relax a bit. Don't burn yourself out. Don't feel like you have to get something done before it's actually done. Like do things in the timing that feels right for you. Also, if you're thinking about having a child, like the clock isn't like running out. Like you're not running out of time. Like it does, like you have some time to, like you don't have to rush it right now. Like maybe right now is not a good time for that. Like maybe focusing on what you're doing, like in school or in your career, like maybe focus on that right now before thinking about having a child. And also, if you have a mother who is constantly up in your business, trying to force you to like do things quicker, like rushing you all the time, like telling you, oh, you need to get a job, get a real job, you need to do things, like you need to finish your paper on time. You need to, like, you can't postpone it because we're not a family who postpones things. Like, we do it in the right way, or like something. If you have a mother or a mother figure in your life who's just up in your business, trying to like rush you and stress you out, maybe try to put boundaries for this person, and set boundaries, set limitations for this person. Tell this person that it's not helpful and you don't need that sort of negativity in your life, and that it's just making you more depressed and less productive when she keeps like strangling you with this so yeah. But that's all I have for you, group number 1. I hope this reading was helpful, and if it was, please subscribe to my channel, and if you want a personal reading from me, check the description box below for more information on how to get one, and have a great day, and bye. Hello, group number 2. You chose this Vision Quest tarot deck, and I'm gonna start with some channeling, and then I will shuffle these cards for you. Group number 2. So, Spirit, what is the message for group number 2? The people who will choose group number 2, what do they need to hear right now? Group number 2. Okay, I feel like there's something about a pet, or maybe you have a pet, or like there's just an animal in your life, and this is a very specific message, but I feel like this animal, like I don't know if this is your pet, like I feel like it's a dog, or I'm kind of sensing it's a dog in your life. This is very specific and not really what I was I wasn't prepared for this kind of message. I thought it was gonna be something deeper, but okay, there's a dog, and this dog is suffering. So I don't know if there's a dog in your life, but I feel like it needs to be taken care of. Like I feel like there's something about an owner. So I don't feel like it's you, but maybe it's your sister, or a cousin of yours, or a friend of yours who has a dog, and I feel like she or he is not really feeding the dog properly, or like neglecting the dog, or not paying enough attention to the dog, or not giving the dog enough something, enough love, or enough I don't know, it's I know it's a silly message, and I feel like maybe some of you are just watching this and feel like that was not what you were expecting from this reading at all. But there is gonna be more messages here. It just seemed like this needed to get out of the way, like first, and so I'm gonna channel a bit more, some more messages about like what messages do group number 2 need right now. What do they need to hear right now? But I also feel like there's something about, maybe like if you don't have a pet, maybe it would be a good idea to adopt a pet, like adopting a dog or something. Maybe a stray dog, or like a dog that might have had a rough life, like kind of rescuing a dog that could maybe give you some sense of like that you're that you're doing something good, like doing a good deed for the world, like, and then there's like one less dog in the world that's suffering, like, so I'm sensing something about about just pets in general, like, so I'm gonna shuffle and see what the cards have to say. I'm kind of gonna I'm gonna channel a bit more, because I kind of want to know if there's any messages that don't have anything to do with pets, like any messages for group number 2 that hasn't anything to do with, like, having that's not about pets, like, because it's a bit silly. Sorry. No disrespect though. Other messages for group number 2. Okay, so I got something about following the rainbow. And that could mean a lot of things, I guess, but like, could mean that, like, there might be something that you want to do with your life, but maybe people have been telling you that, like, that it's a bit like following a rainbow. Like, if you start following a rainbow and like try to find the end of the rainbow, it's always gonna, like, it's always gonna move further and further away. Like, you're never gonna get close to it. And so maybe there's a dream that you have, like, maybe of doing like YouTube, or like doing like something where you're in the public eye, maybe journalism or like something like that, and you really want to do it, and you might have told some people that you really want to do this, and maybe people have been telling you that that's like an unrealistic dream or something, that maybe you should focus on what you're already doing, or like that it's that you shouldn't change your path so far into your education or something. Like, if maybe you are in school right now, and so maybe you are close to finishing a degree in something, and maybe you want to switch and do something different, take a different degree, and maybe people have told you that that's a bad idea, because you're so close to finishing the thing that you have already started. But if it feels right, it feels right. Like, if that's what your intuition is telling you, then maybe follow that intuition, especially if you are living in a country where you can't have 2 degrees. Like, there are certain countries that have like have limitations on how many degrees you can get, and if there is some kind of limitation on that, then of course, then maybe it is a good idea to switch your path that far along in your education, because if you don't switch it now, if you don't change it now, then maybe you won't have the opportunity to change it in the future. So follow your spiritual guidance, follow your intuition, follow the voice inside your head that tells you that maybe there's a path that is more suited for you out there, and don't let that gut feeling go to waste. Like, don't waste that feeling. but also with Follow the Rainbow, it kind of makes me think of LGBTQ. So if you have had thoughts about your gender or your sexuality, then like don't ignore those feelings. Like don't invalidate those feelings or make them less valid. Don't because it's it might be worth it to kind of explore it just for the fun of it. Like maybe engaging in the LGBTQ community as an activist, not necessarily as a member. Like if you're not comfortable with that, then just ease into it by maybe hanging out with some people in the LGBTQ community and kind of get a bit perspective on it, or like I don't know, with a Son of Water, kind of makes me think like that of like the sun, like the shining sun, and the Son of Water being kind of a like opposites, like so I feel like there's there might be something where you have where you have two things in your life where like the one is fire and the one is water, and these two things can't coexist in your life because the water is gonna put the fire out. And so I feel like it's all about getting rid of the fire, and get rid of the water in order to get the fire to a high and mighty position, getting it big and bold and beautiful and all of that. But but in order to do that, you kind of have to get rid of this fire. So there could be a fire sign in your life who's causing you a lot of trouble. So it could be, it could be an Aries or a Sagittarius. Could be a Leo too, but I'm just not really sensing the Leo because but I feel like there is a Leo in your life, but it's not that person. Is like that person is okay, but the Aries and the Sagittarius, those two, like those are no. But the Leo is okay. I don't know why, but that was just something that came through. That don't get too mad at the Leo, because the Leo means well. Like it doesn't really seem that way sometimes, but the Leo actually means well. He does some stupid things sometimes, but he does it out of like a pure heart. Sometimes he just makes mistakes. Like so just But yeah, there's something about getting rid of someone who's maybe a fire sign, but it could also just be something like some kind of that you might have two things that you really want to do, but like maybe career-wise, like you have two callings, two things that really are big passions in your life, but you can't do both. Like you have to get rid of one thing in order for the other thing to thrive, because it's like if you have a daytime job and it's like, but you really also would very much like to do something creative, and maybe you have a great talent for something, like maybe you're a good singer, maybe you're a good songwriter, like maybe you have some kind of skill that you have, maybe you're a good musician, like and you really want to do that, but you're always too tired because of your daytime job, so you never really get any spare time to actually follow your dreams. So maybe you need to make a choice. Like, do you want to have a secure and stable job that you can always rely on, or do you want to switch it up and and change it for something that's very unstable, but it's something where you follow your dreams, and maybe you even make it. Maybe you can even make it if you try. But of course, the stability is nice. Like it's nice to have stability. It's nice to have like the it's nice to have like the calming ocean, even though the ocean is like, I guess I'm going with the ocean being the stable thing here. That it's a bit stabler than or more stable. I mean, not a stabler, but like more stable than fire. Even though the ocean is all over the place, but it's still like I feel like the water element is more the job that you have. Maybe you work with people, like maybe you have a job where you're helping people or something. I don't know, but this is also a bit chaos. But it's like it's still a stable income, and maybe it also like it might have like I'm kind of thinking of like when you take a what's it called, the thingy with the shell, like from the ocean, like when you put it towards your ear, like you can hear the ocean in the shell thingy, and it makes me think that that there's a part of this job that might also give you some nostalgia, like it throws you back. Maybe you've had this job for a long time, so there might be some emotional investment in it or attachment to it, or maybe your mother has the same job, or like maybe you got the job from your mother, or maybe it's a family thing where there's maybe a family business, or something where it reminds you of the past in some way, and so it might be hard to let that go. Like maybe you are studying to become a lawyer, maybe because your parents are lawyers, and so you feel a bit like it's like you think of yourself when you were a child, and you were so like infatuated by the law profession because you watched your parents like yell at each other over some cases and being in disagreement about like some cases, or like and even though that might not seem like a very like delightful memory, but it's still something that you looked up to as a child maybe, and you thought to yourself when you were younger that you wanted to be like that or something, like you wanted to be exactly like that. Maybe you also watched television shows, like maybe it hasn't anything to do with your parents being the profession that you want to be, being like having that as a job, or like maybe it doesn't have anything to do with your parents, but maybe you watched television, and like maybe you watched some law shows like Boston Legal, Judge Judy, Ally McBeal, or something like that, and some other shows when you were younger, and maybe you always thought like when you grow up you're gonna be like that, you're gonna be exactly like these people in the television, you want to be like them, and maybe in a way you wanted to, but maybe not in the way that you thought you wanted to. Like maybe you wanted to be someone, like you thought it had something to do with law school, like wanting to be a lawyer yourself, and maybe it was, but maybe a part of you also just wanted to be on television, or maybe you wanted to be in the entertainment business, like these actors playing these roles in these shows. Like maybe it never actually had anything to do with law, but I don't know. So with the Eight of Earth, it says inner order. Like I feel like there is a message here that you should listen to yourself, listen to your intuition, your inner, like the inner voice inside of you. But there's also a part of like, don't do anything, like maybe you're working very hard right now, and like it's all for a purpose, and so there is a point of it all, but I feel like maybe you are being, like maybe you're being taken a bit for granted. Like it seems like maybe you're doing some work that you're not really getting any praise for, or like maybe you're doing some volunteer work right now, and like it's all good, and like you're doing it out of the goodness of your heart, and that is also very giving. But maybe you should consider like focusing on yourself, like taking that time that you use on volunteering and spend that time on something that creates joy in your life, something where you can create something. Like maybe you even try out for some of the childhood dreams that you had, something like if you always wanted to do something creative, maybe instead of volunteering and making the world a better place and all of that very selfless stuff, you could focus your energy on being creative, creating something. And maybe, like, if you're not volunteering, this card could also indicate that you're selling yourself too short, that you're doing something that kind of is almost like volunteering because you're not getting a lot of money out of it. And maybe you should think about, like, either asking for a raise, like if you're working for a company that's underpaying you, or change your prices. Like if you're doing something like a service job where you have like a price for your services, then maybe change the price, because you're worth it. Like don't sell yourself too short. Believe that what you do is worth more than you're getting paid for it. So I am going to shuffle some of these Gypsy cards just to get a bit more of a bit more about this message. Is there a message for? What's the message for group number 2? What's the message for them right now? What do they need to hear right now? Thief reversed. So you could have some imposter, what's it called? Like the imposter, like like where you feel like you're an imposter, like you feel like you're doing something where you don't feel like you're real, like that you're the real deal, like you feel like you're ripping people off a bit, or I don't know if it's like imposter. I want to say syndrome, but I feel like it's not really a syndrome. Like, but like it's something where like, maybe you feel like you're a bit of a thief. Like you are that you're pretending to be something you're not. That you're but this card is reversed. So the message is to stop thinking that. Like you are the real deal. You are everything you think you are. That you are that. Like you can do whatever you set your mind to, and you are authentic, and you are the real deal, and you are not ripping people off. You're not an imposter. You are meant to be exactly where you are. Like you're not bad at your job. You're not, like, you're good at your job. Don't feel like you're not good enough or not qualified for your job, because you are. And so, yeah, I'm gonna shuffle some of these archetype cards as well to get a bit more a bit more about this message that this message that you need to hear right now. Okay, so with the beggar card, don't be afraid of asking people for help. Like don't. I feel like you might like, especially because you might be surrounded by people who are constantly telling you what to do, or like that you're not doing the right thing, that you should stay in school, or that you shouldn't do anything drastic, or like constantly maybe telling you like giving you advice and telling you what to do. And so maybe you don't feel like you can actually ask these people for help because they don't really seem that supportive of your choices. But I feel like if you, like, it might not be the people in your life that you need to ask for help. Like there could be something about, like there might be some way to get some help from other people than friends and family, like maybe from the state, from the government, like getting some kind of support. Like you might have the right for something that you're not that you haven't applied for, and maybe you could get it if you applied for it. So maybe you don't have to go it alone. Like maybe you have the right for some kind of funding or some kind of help. And so and with the Child Eternal card reversed, I feel like maybe you maybe your inner child needs some healing, because there might, like, some of you might have had to grow up too fast. Like maybe you had to be like your own like maybe you had to be your own parent, or maybe you had to be your own like your own supporter because people weren't being supportive of you when you were younger, and like maybe you're too used to go it alone, like and take care of things on your own, and maybe that's also why you want to be like in the secure field, like you want to have a secure career that seems stable and like a mother's womb. Like it's safe, it feels safe, it feels like like you're like you're and so it makes sense that maybe you don't want to rock the boat. Like you know that maybe rocking the boat has led to some serious problems in the past for you or your parents or people around you. Just that maybe you have the feeling that when you have a good thing, you need to hold on to it because it's never going to get any better. It can only get worse. And so when you have something good, it's just like it's all about holding on to it as tightly as possible. But I feel like there is a possibility for doing something even better. But if you keep holding on to this thing that's stable and secure, this this plan B, like the plan, maybe you have always felt like it was always a plan A to become a big singer or something, or a big actor, or like do something in the entertainment business, but then you thought like you have to have a plan B, something to fall back on if that dream doesn't come true. And I feel like maybe you've made your plan B into your plan A, and so you've neglected the original the original thought, the thing that you wanted originally, the fantasy, the dream that you had when you were a child. That might be a dream that you have abandoned now, and maybe it's time to go back to that dream. Like maybe it's a bit hard to go back to that dream because maybe you were maybe you were a different person back then when you dreamt of that dream. Like maybe you've grown more introverted with time. Like maybe you were really extroverted as a child, really entertaining and loved to entertain people, loved to talk in front of a lot of people, and loved to just put a show on for people. And maybe you were like that as a child, but then you outgrew that because life happened, and you got a lot of like things thrown in your face that you had to deal with, things that you, and maybe you had to grow up really fast and become a different person in order to survive. You had to kind of change your personality in order to adapt to the new normal. And maybe it's like it might be hard to go back to that mental state that you were in when you were a child, like go back to the original personality that you had before it got corrupted by adults who didn't know what they were doing, like, or knew what they were doing but didn't care. Like but like going back might be hard because it might remind you of some of the bad things, but it's maybe important to go back, do some inner child healing, go back to try to go back to the mental state of you when you were a child, because I think that would really inspire you to follow that dream that you had when you were a child, and find back to the source of it, like why you were actually interested in going down that path. It was because you were very good at it, and you're still good at it. It's just something that's repressed, and it just needs to get up to the surface again. And I think you would, like, if you healed this, if you dealt with it, if you talked more about it, maybe went to therapy, maybe, and got some of that, some of the trauma, dealt with some of that trauma. I think this personality that you used to have will come up to the surface, and you'll remember who you were then, and it will come more naturally to you to be this showman. I don't know, but I do know, but like, yeah, yeah. So, but that's all I have for you, group number 2. I hope this reading was helpful, and if it was, please subscribe to my channel. And if you want a personal reading from me, check the description box below for more information on how to get one. And have a great day, and bye. Hello, group number 3. You chose this Tarot de Marseille tarot deck, and I will start with some channeling, and then I will shuffle these cards for you, group number 3. So I'm gonna do the channeling now. So Spirit, what's the message for group number 3? The people who will choose group number 3, what's the message for them? What's the message for group number 3? Okay, so I feel like for some of you, you might be a bit depressed right now. Like it could be seasonal depression, or but I feel like a lot of you are in a bit of a dark place right now. In a bit of a funk, and you don't really know how to get out of it, like and maybe some repressed memories has come back or something. Like maybe you have some like trauma that seems to be coming up to the surface, popping up to the surface, like maybe something reminded you of something, like and now you're in this funk, like ever since you were reminded of something that happened in the past, but that's just natural. That's very natural. Like it's horrible, but like but that like you might have post-traumatic stress disorder, some of you, and so maybe you had a flashback or something from something horrible that happened, and like it was triggered by something, and maybe you haven't been able to think about anything since then, like or maybe you have been able to kind of block it, but you're still like you're still affected by it, and like. And that's like the thing with like getting these flashbacks. Like it's not just the flashback, because the flashback is like it just happens, and then it's very horrible when it happens, but then it goes away. But that's not the thing. Like the thing is all the the whole thought pattern that happens like afterwards, like this, like reflecting over the flashback, these obsessive, like kind of obsessing over the flashback, the thing that came up, like in the flashback, that can that takes even more energy out of you. And I feel like sometimes the obsessing over it can happen subconsciously. So you have this flashback, and then you think you're not thinking of it, like but you're still like you're down, and you're feeling very anxious, and and I feel like it's it's just like it's hard to get out of it. And don't be too hard on yourself. Like if you're doing something right now, like if you're in school and you can't focus on your studies, or if you work and you can't focus on your work right now, this, like, don't make this into a less big deal than it is. Like it is a big deal. Like it's very hard to go through something like this, and if you have the diagnosis PTSD, there you should be able to talk to your boss or your school and get, like, you should be able to get some kind of like make some kind of deal with them, like, or like get a sick leave or something, or take some time where your teacher or your boss knows that you're not bringing your A game, like every time, like you're not and so don't be too hard on yourself, because it is rough, like and it's very hard to think about anything else when something like this happens. So it's not just something you get out of, like you can't just snap out of it, and so it just takes time, and give it the time that it needs, and tell the people around you that you're dealing with this right now, and so that they also understand why you're not present with them, like and then they also have the opportunity to actually support you and help you through this. So I feel like transparency is very important. It's important to tell the people around you that this is what you're going through, and yeah, with the Six of Swords, I feel like maybe it would be good to change your surroundings right now. Like maybe go somewhere, like maybe go to your parents' house, like if your parents live far away, or like maybe go, like just go on some kind of retreat, go somewhere, like maybe visit your brother if your brother lives in a different town or something. Like just change your surroundings, meet up with someone, like even if that someone is far away, like maybe just, and you don't have to stay like for the night, even though that would be good to kind of get out of your apartment and maybe or house, and maybe go somewhere like for a few days or something. But it could also just be one day, like a one-day trip, and maybe visit a friend who lives like 3 hours away or something, like, but just get like, I don't know, I feel like it could also maybe be therapeutic for you to kind of just take the journey somewhere, like take the train or take the bus, or like just get out maybe, and yeah, and visit someone you haven't visited for a long time, maybe because of the long distance. Yeah. I'm gonna shuffle some more cards about this, what you need to hear right now. So with Eight of Swords reversed, I feel like it's I feel like you might be like you might like I feel like you are very aware. I feel like you are aware of what's going on. Like you know you're having anxiety or PTSD. You know you are having panic attacks, and you know you are having these flashbacks, and you know that these things, like maybe you also have some sleep paralysis and like all other things that are really like taking a toll on you, and you're thinking like this is not normal, this is not how it should be, like but I feel like you're keeping it a bit for yourself. Like you're not really getting people involved in this, and I feel like there's a message here that maybe it's time to talk to someone, to someone professional, like a professional a therapist or just your doctor. You could get a long way just talking to your doctor, because your doctor can then like help you with getting a sick leave, or like because I don't feel like with all these things that you are dealing with your mental health right now, you don't need any stress from the outside. Like you're getting enough stress from the inside. It's not like I feel like it's very important to seek help, talk to people that are going through something similar than you, also similar as you, like something like maybe if there's any type of group therapy that you can join for people with PTSD or something like that, then maybe join that if there is something available like that. Or even like go to like AA, like or NA. Like I don't know if you have an addiction, but this is more specific for some of you. Like if you have a problem with alcohol or drugs, which like there's no shame in that, because a lot of people turn to something when they are dealing with in order to deal with their PTSD or that, like so it's like it's nothing you should be ashamed of, like, but if you feel like it's kind of taking control over your life and putting you down in a dark hole, and you don't really know how to get out of that hole, then maybe it's a good time to maybe try to detox from that, like because it might not help, it might not be helping you anymore. It might be doing the opposite. So but I also feel like it could be it could also be just as I said before, like talking to your friends and your family about this with with complete transparency would also maybe be very helpful for you, because it's hard to carry this burden alone, like without having anyone to talk about it to. I'm gonna shuffle a bit more about this message for you. Group number 3. What's the message for group number 3? With the 5 of Swords, I feel like might also be like if there's something that happened to you that was like criminal, if someone did something to you, it might be a good idea to hold that person accountable by contacting the authorities. It might be something you have postponed for a while because you felt like it wasn't like that maybe you didn't really have a case or something, but it might be maybe there is a case. Like maybe you shouldn't keep silent about this. Like even if nothing comes out of it, at least you tried. Like at least you tried to make it right, or like tried to hold this person accountable. And so like yeah, I'm gonna shuffle some of these archetype cards to get a bit more about what you need to know right now, what you need to hear right now. Damsel. So like I feel like it says understanding the nature of healthy romance inspires you to rely on yourself, and that goes a bit against what I just said, but it's more like the card is more referring to a like the romantic setting, like and I feel like maybe right now is not a good time to engage in anything romantic with anyone, like that maybe this is a good time not to rely on yourself, but to rely on your friends and your family to get through this, but not look for love as a solution to like that. You have a lot of people around you who are willing to help you and support you. You just have to reach out to them. And maybe they live a bit far away, and that's okay, because if you talk to your doctor and get a sick leave or something, then maybe you will have the time to nurture these long distance friendships that you have, like and maybe it would be good to change your surroundings, and maybe you are in a bit of a, like maybe some of you are in a bit of a toxic like environment right now. Like if you live in like if you live in a household where there's like 2 or 3 people living together, or 3 or 4 people or something living together, like if you have a roommate or more roommates or something, then maybe these people are not these are not people you've chosen. I feel like this is just like it was just out of convenience that you live with these people, and maybe these people are not like they're not your friends. Like it's more just more like yeah, it's more formal than friendly, and so maybe get out of that environment that kind of drags you down a bit more, because these people might, the people that you live with might not know what you've been through. They might not understand your struggles because like they aren't so close with you, and so they might just judge you for like sleeping all day, like, but because they don't know that there's actually a reason for it. It's because you've had a big like panic attack or something that has really like, yeah, taken a toll on you. And so, but they don't really have the understanding because they don't have the context. So it might be good to seek the friends that have known you for a while, like the friends that know you the best. These are maybe the friends that you need to rekindle with. And put your dating life on pause. Like if you have a Tinder app, maybe delete it, because I feel like now is not the time to go out dating, because now you need to focus on yourself. You need to focus on your mental health, and yeah. But that's all I have for you, group number 3. I hope this reading was helpful, and if it was, please subscribe to my channel. And if you want a personal reading from me, check the description box below for more information on how to get one. And have a great day, and bye. Hello, group number 4. You chose the Medicine Woman tarot deck, and I will start with some channeling, and then I will shuffle these cards for you. So I'm going to do the channeling now. So Spirit, what is the message for group number 4? The message for the people who will choose group number 4. What's their message? I feel like you have a very strong presence. Like there's something about you that like that's very like you have a lot of strength. Like you seem like a very healing person. Like you have a very healing energy. You could be an energy healer. And I feel like there is something that you need to, like, I think you have a talent or a skill that you need to use more. And I feel like it has to do with the healing. So I feel like some of you probably would really benefit from and the world would benefit from this too. Like if you started practicing energy healing or Reiki healing or something like that. I feel like this is something ancestral. Like this is something that's very strong in your ancestry. Like I think you have healing hands. I think you can heal people. Like right now I've fucked up my knee when I wanted to like cross my legs right now. It like said click, and it wasn't very pleasant, but it kind of made me think that like maybe you could fix that. Like so maybe some of you have some healing properties. Like you can heal people, like a bit like, you know, Jesus, like that you can heal people with your hands, like people with different diseases, or like there might be something you can do to like maybe you should go into like the medical field, or like maybe you are already in the medical field, and if you are, then you are in the right place. But for others of you, like maybe you should go into alternative medicine, alternative healing, zone therapy, acupuncture, massage therapy, like the physiotherapy, and because I feel like you have healing hands, like you can do something quite extraordinary with your hands. And I feel like you also have some kind of connection to nature, like you know which herbs can be helpful for certain things. You might even know what herb I should be rubbing on my knee in order to fix it or something. And like you might be able to mix things together, like knowing that if you take evening primrose and mix it together with like mint and Himalaya rocks, or some like the salt rocks from or something, and then mix that together and put it on like your knee, then it would magically, like the pain would magically go away or something. I don't know, but you might be able to do like the whole witchcraft thing, like that kind of like it's not witchcraft, but like back in the day it would be categorized as witchcraft, like, but it's just like, but I feel like you know like intuitively how to heal people and what people should be doing. Like you might be able to get those messages, like you might be able to get spiritual messages, you might be able to channel, you might be able to like ask the spirit and like ask the spirit what someone needs to do in order to be well, like physically, like with their health, and then like you would get the answer that they should do this and that, and like so I feel like you could heal a lot of people if you did this, and I feel like a lot of people would be very grateful if you went in, like in practice, like if you started practicing some healing, energy healing, like or alternative medicine, some kind of alternative medicine practice. Like I feel like you could really make a difference. But I'm gonna shuffle and see what the cards have to say about what message you need to hear right now. What you need to hear right now. Okay, so with a death card, it says sunset, and it's reversed, and so I feel like maybe some of you need to start becoming more morning people, like waking up earlier in the morning, like getting more out of the day. Like maybe some of you are like very, like maybe you love the night time, and I can understand that because I'm awake all night and I sleep all day, and so that is my routine, and it's not a good one. I have like no vitamin D in my body, so but yeah, but maybe you need to change your sleep pattern, like wake up maybe early in the morning, maybe earlier than you have to. Like if you have to go to work or have to go to school at a scheduled time, then maybe wake up a few hours before that, and maybe do the thing. Like I saw some kind of podcast or something from someone. It's a long time ago that I like, but someone who said that he woke up every morning like an hour before he had to, and then like he just laid in bed and manifested his dream future or something. And I felt like that. That was like I thought it was a bit like maybe a bit too ambitious for me. Like when I heard that podcast, I was like, I'm never gonna do that. Like that's never gonna happen. And it didn't. So I haven't done that. But it's probably very good. Like it's probably a good way to start the day. I haven't tried it, so I don't know. But maybe try it. Like and like I think he also he not just manifested his like dream future, but he also like spent that hour like lying in bed and thinking of like the day, like how, like trying to envision what was going to happen, like everything that would happen that day, and like stuff like that. My days are very boring, so like I feel like that would be something I could do in like 10 seconds. Like but if you have a really, really interesting day where you meet a lot of different people and have a lot of fun things that you do throughout the day, like if you go outside and stuff like that, then maybe it would be like cool to like have some like have a vision beforehand, like envisioning what the day would bring beforehand, like while lying in bed in the morning. It like yeah. So with the Six of Bowls reversed, which is Six of Cups reversed, so this I feel like there might be something from the past that has maybe there's a message here about you being a bit nostalgic right now. Like maybe you really want to go back, maybe back to school, or go back to something that you used to do in the past, like maybe move back to your hometown or something. And I feel like maybe now is not the time. Maybe maybe you're supposed to do something like a bit more like forward thinking, like thinking of like moving on. Like maybe there isn't anything, like maybe you feel like there's some unfinished business in the past, like something you need to revisit. But I feel like maybe, like I feel like the spirit is kind of pushing you in the opposite direction, and maybe you need an adventure. Like maybe you don't need to go back. Maybe you need to new experiences, like something completely new, new and exciting. So and with the 5 of stones, which is 5 of pentacles reversed, I feel like now is like I feel like you might be in a situation right now where you're actually an insider and not an outsider. Like there's something here where I feel like maybe you're maybe you're hanging out with some people where you're actually starting to feel like a part of the group. Like people miss you when you're gone, and like there's something you're a part of where you actually feel like maybe you're starting something, like maybe you're doing something online also, like maybe you have some kind of small community where you're posting things to a small community, and you're kind of there for each other, and you feel like you're a part of something bigger. You might feel like you found your people, and maybe don't take that for granted. Take it, like, see it as the beautiful thing that it is. Like maybe you feel like it's a bit silly, maybe because it's on the internet, and you feel like maybe you should be outside with real people instead of talking to these people online. But maybe people out in the real world are a bit like overrated, like they aren't that great, like so maybe don't like don't talk it down, like don't make it into nothing, like as if it's nothing, like when you like and like it is something, it's something beautiful. And so even if it's a small community, it's still a big it's a big number, like it's a number of people that is like, if you met these people in real life, it would be a whole like football field of people. And so it would be like it's still a lot of people, and so, and these people are real people. They are just not in your local area. And sometimes we need to kind of broaden our horizon and like widen our geographical circle, so that we also take in some people who live far away, because we might not find like-minded people in our local area. It's a bit hard to find. So I feel like it's I think you should cherish this and nurture it, and like it's because it's a big deal. It's like I feel like you have found your soul family. It's just not in your local area. It's not like, but it's out there. You found your people, and don't make other people feel like don't let other people make you feel like these people aren't important because they are like on the internet and they live far away and spread out on the globe and stuff like that. Don't let people diminish this for you. Like, don't let them drag you down, because this is meaningful. So yeah, and it will grow over time. Like, it will be like this, that will grow more and more meaningful with time, and who knows, like along the way you might even meet up with some of these people and maybe even build something with these people, partner up with some of them, do extraordinary things with these people. Like, so yeah, but I think that's all I have for you, group number 4. I hope this reading was helpful, and if it was, please subscribe to my channel, and if you want a personal reading from me, check the description box below for more information on how to get one, and have a great day, and bye. Hello, group number 5. You chose this Tarot of Mermaids tarot deck, and I will start with some channeling, and then I will shuffle these cards for you, group number 5. So I'm gonna do the channeling now. So Spirit, what is the message for group number 5? What do group number 5 need to hear right now? The people who will choose group number 5. What's the message for them? I feel like some of you might need to set boundaries for some people in your life. There might be some energy vampires in your life, people who are sucking on your energy, people who demand a lot from you and never give you anything in return. And I feel like it would be a good time now to put some limitations on these people, set some boundaries, tell these people that you're not always available to them. Like, make them know that they can't call you in the middle of the night. Like, that you also have to focus on yourself, and like, if you have to go to work in the morning, you can't just stay up all night and listen to someone's problems. You have to, like, even though it's of course hard, it's hard to reject someone who comes to you in like in a lot of pain, and like someone who really needs someone to talk to. And of course I understand why you want to help these people who come to you for help, but I feel like it's just taking a toll on your life. It's affecting your sleep. Like, I don't think you get enough sleep. I feel like you need to focus more on sleeping enough, getting like at least 9 hours of sleep every night, and if there's someone who's kind of getting in the way of you getting these 9 hours, then it might be a good time to explain that to this person in a not necessarily in a rude way, but just tell them, like, tell them exactly how things are. Like, tell them that you're not getting enough sleep, that sleep is very important for you because you can't function at your job if you don't get the right amount of sleep. So with the King of Swords, this person could be a male, and this person could be a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. but they don't have to be. But with a Six of Pentacles, I feel like I feel like you're maybe being a bit like a bit too generous with your time towards certain people in your life, and then I feel like other people get neglected. And so I feel like there's a message here that you need to prioritize your time. Focus on the people that actually mean something to you, and then try to set boundaries for the people who are in your life but who you really don't see as a permanent part of your life. People who just seem like they are, like they come and go as they please. They don't seem like the type of people who would stay, who would stick around if something happened to you. But I feel like there's a lot of people who there's a few people in your life, a couple of people who are close to you, who requires your attention. And these are the type of people who are going to be there. They are going to be there for you, if something happens to you. So maybe try to invest in the people that you know would do the same for you if you were in a pickle. And leave the more selfish people behind, or those people who seem a bit selfish, narcissistic, a bit like they only care about themselves, and these people who only like to talk about themselves, and as soon as you start talking about you, they stop listening or they change the subject or something. These are not the type of people that you should be paying attention to or spending your energy on. And even if they guilt trip you into feeling like you should be there for them, then still remember that these are do you really want to spend all your energy on people who don't want to listen to your problems, but you have to listen to all of their problems all of the time? If they don't do the same for you, then maybe don't do it for them. Because it's I feel like there is maybe an obligation here. If this is someone who is in your maybe a colleague of yours, so you feel like if you started making any bad blood, then there would be an awkward situation going on at work or something, so you feel like you have to listen to this person's problems and you have to kind of let it slide that they don't do it for you. Or maybe this is like a mother-in-law or something like that. So you kind of feel like you have to listen to this person's problems, and you have to play nice with this person, because if you don't play nice, you're afraid of getting the rest of the family against you or something. But again, it's not. I don't feel like it's something you should invest too much time in. Don't feel guilty for not being there for this person. Don't be afraid of setting boundaries, even if you get some like even if some people get mad at you for this, like try to, like, if you get some family members against you or something because you set boundaries, then explain the situation to them, and if they don't understand it even after you've explained the situation, then just remember that you're better off, like that you don't have to, like that you don't choose your family, like and of course you have kind of chosen your family, of course it's your mother-in-law, so there is a choice there, but you chose, like if it's a mother-in-law, of course that's very specific, but like if I feel like you chose someone to be with someone, and that was not a, like you can't control who, like you didn't choose this person's mother-in-law, so like you chose to be with the person that you chose. And if there's a bad mother-in-law, you should go maybe talk to your partner. And if your partner doesn't take your side, then maybe it's a good idea to reevaluate, like the relationship, whether it's a bit of a red flag that your partner doesn't take your side in this. But in other cases, like maybe like if the relationship is good and there's nothing to put a finger on there, like then let it slide, and just try to limit try to put a limit on the time that you spend with this person. Like just do it in a more like subtle way. Like don't make a big fuss about it necessarily, but just try to avoid this person at all costs. Like so yeah. So, and I feel like maybe it would be good for you to spend some time with your family. If your problem is with your family-in-law, then maybe try to compensate by spending more time with your family. Or if it's some other kind of situation within your family, like your mother, father, siblings, cousins, or something that is causing you trouble, then maybe spend time with your friends, and or like because that is your chosen family. Maybe if you have a bad family, then like you don't have to make it work with them. If it doesn't work, if you feel like you're constantly being like taken advantage of, and people are just using you and not giving you any praise for what you're doing, like just demands a lot from you without really giving you any credit for it, and actually not balancing the scale, so that you're just doing a lot of things, but you never actually feel like the other people are doing anything in return for what you're like, that it's just like imbalanced, and that you're being taken for granted by these people. If you feel that way, then maybe just spend more time with your friends, the people who actually value you, like the people who actually the people who actually wants to listen to you. I feel like some of your family members don't seem to want to listen to what you have to say. Like it's like they interrupt you when you start talking, and it's like a very toxic environment. And And I feel like instead of being with these bitches who are just not vibing with your energy at all, like not getting it at all, like they don't even know what a treasure they have with you. Like they don't know that you're like that a lot of other people want to spend time with you. I feel like a lot of your friends, they are like talking to each other and like and telling each other that, oh, they would really want to spend more time with you. Like that, oh, what about like I feel like there are people who just are missing you. Like they miss you. They feel like you're missing when you're not there. Like they want you back. Like that. I feel like you should maybe prioritize your friends, because these are the people who really want to listen to you. They love listening to your stories. They love your jokes. They get your humor. And I feel like that's also a thing. Like I feel like maybe some of your family members, like they don't get your humor. Like and it's a bit tiring, I feel like, to constantly be this comedian in front of people who are like just not getting it, like not getting any of the jokes. Like it's a tough crowd. Like and so spending more time with the people who get your humor, the people who understand you, the people who are vibing with you, like, yeah. So, with the Six of Wands, I feel like you're a very charming person. People look up to you. People want to be like you. Like I feel like there are some people who really see you as like a role model. Like they see you as like a very social person, very extroverted. Maybe you're not extroverted at all, but like or maybe you don't feel that way. But I think a lot of, especially your friends, see you as very extroverted, and your family does too, I think. But like, but it's like, it's the difference of being like valued for being extroverted, and then like I feel like maybe some of your family members feel like you talk too much or something, or like, or you're like, and then like your friends, they love that about you. Like they feel like it's so quiet without you in the room. Like they don't like it. They feel like it's awkward when you're not there. So it's all about perspective. Like I feel like a lot of people like look up to you because of this. Like they see you as this popular person, like that it's so easy for you to make friends. Like you're so like it's so it just seems so easy for you to talk to people, talk to new people, talk to strangers that you've never met before. Like you can always find some kind of common interest with them. Like you can always like find some topic to talk about, and it's always fun. It's always like it comes natural to you, and people find it boring when you're not there. And so I think there's just a lot of people who want to spend more time with you, who feels like maybe you've been invited to some parties and like maybe you didn't go or something, maybe because of family or something. And I feel like the people at the party that you didn't go to were all talking about how like it's so empty because you're not because you weren't there. Like that you always are like the the ray of sunlight, or like you make everything so much more fun. Like so with the Knight of Pentacles, I feel like this came out reversed, but I've kind of flipped it, and I don't know why I flipped it, but it came out kind of like this, so I didn't really know which way it was going, but I feel like there is like a double meaning, maybe like a double message here, where I feel like at some things you're very quick to make action, and maybe you should kind of slow down and think about like the actions that you're making, like kind of maybe calm down, meditate more, or like have some, like I feel like there's sometimes you're rushing through things, and like maybe it would be a good idea to kind of like when you feel like you're a bit like you're a bit stressed out, or like in a rush, or like your head is spinning with too many thoughts, then maybe try to get yourself to calm down, so that you because I feel like if you do too many things at once, it's like it all gets a bit chaotic, and things like some things get a bit lost in the way, or like maybe you're losing things, or like misplacing things, and like and maybe you're kind of wondering if you're like if you have ADHD, or that you're maybe getting like early onset dementia or something, because you feel like you're misplacing things, you're constantly losing things, and doing impulsive things, and then regretting it afterwards or something. But I don't really necessarily know if there is a diagnosis. There could be, but mostly I just feel like it's stress. Like you're stressed out, and you don't have it seems like you don't have any tool to get yourself like calmed down when you're too overwhelmed with stress, that you need to find some kind of outlet so that you can get like so that you can calm down, you find some kind of tool, maybe some kind of like something like a meditation tape, or something that you can listen to, like some relaxing music, or like something that, or a game, or something like like some kind of like relaxing game that can kind of ground you when you're too overly stressed out, like maybe like for instance, like what's it called, like the like there are some of those like very relaxing games where you just do some like mindless tasks, like cooking games, like or like farm frenzy, or farm will, or like or something like that, something that's completely mindless, a mindless like where you just do some simple tasks every day, but it could be a good reminder that because you have to do them every day, and you can only do a few tasks every day, and then you have to wait until the next day until you can do more tasks. And it's a good like way to like, well, when you are completely stressed out, then you know, like, okay, then you can do this, and like then it's like, I don't know, it's like a reminder every day to do like something mindless, like and meditative in a way, like So but I also feel like sometimes you might be a bit too patient, and maybe patient with people. Like I feel like then sometimes you're rushing and overly stressed out, and you get stressed out over. But I feel like maybe you get stressed out because you're too patient sometimes. Like you're like you. Yeah, so I feel like you're very patient with people. You don't snap at people because like you maybe you can't. Maybe you do it something for a living where you have to be patient with people, and you have to be professional, and you can't just snap at people when they are being difficult or something. So but maybe like maybe being less patient with some people, like, and like have a like don't just like maybe it could be good to sometimes put people at their place. Like if someone at work, maybe not a patient or a client or something like that, but maybe a coworker, like maybe you have a coworker that you're very patient with, like you don't ever snap at this person because you want to be professional, but maybe it could be a good idea to kind of tell this person your side of things, or like what you feel. Like I feel like it would be a good idea to put feelings on it. Like when you talk to this coworker, like if you're really really tired of this person and feel like this person is just like sucking out your energy and you can't really deal with this person anymore, like it could be good to like find some kind of strategy to kind of make this person understand that you're done with this, like you're tired, you're overtired of this, and you don't want but say it in a way where you tell them that you feel like they are taking advantage of you, and it makes you feel like they don't appreciate you, and it makes you feel very that like maybe try to put feelings on it, like it makes you feel sad when you don't feel appreciated by the people you work with, and so something like that. And just speak your mind. Like maybe there's also something going on at work or at your, like if you don't have a job and you're in school or something, then like it's the same thing. But I feel like most of you are like, this is some problem that you have at work, because I feel like there's some coworkers who like, or maybe there's just something about the structure at work, like it's not really working, like, and there are some like something like it's just like, and I don't feel like you're the only one who has a problem with it. I feel like other people also have a problem with it, but nobody really dares to speak up about it. And I feel like maybe it would be good for you to speak up and say, and take one for the team and say like, this is not working. We need to change things, because now, like as it is now, it's just it's not good for anyone. Like and it's not how it should be. Like there should be a protocol. There should be something more, like there should be more structure, and it would benefit everyone with if there was more structure at work. Or like, yeah, I feel like there's something like that going on, and yeah, speaking up. Like even if this is not the exact problem that you have right now, I feel like there is a problem that you have in your life, and I feel like the solution is to speak up. Full transparency, talk about what's going on. Talk about talk to the people who are who you seem to be very patient with, the people who are kind of walking all over you. Talk to them and tell them how you feel, and tell them that things need to change in order for this to work out. But that's all I have for you, group number 5. I hope this reading was helpful, and if it was, please subscribe to my channel, and if you want a personal reading from me, check the description box below for more information on how to get one, and have a great day, and bye!